Right now, someone you have never met could be filling out a credit card application. Your name, your social security number, your date of birth. And you will not get a phone call. You will not get a warning. The first time you find out, it is a collections notice in your mailbox for a $6,000 balance you never spent. Identity theft is not rare. It is not dramatic. It is quiet. And it is happening to 1 in 3 adults at some point in their lives. The worst part? Most people do not find out until months later. By then, the damage is already deep. You might think your information is safe. You have not shared your social security number with strangers. You shred your mail. You are careful. But here is the reality nobody tells you. Your data has already been leaked. In 2017, one of the 3 major credit bureaus was breached. 147 million people had their social security numbers exposed. That is almost half the country. And that was just one breach. Since then, there have been thousands more. Healthcare companies, retailers, banks, phone carriers. Every time you sign up for something, every time a company stores your data on a server, you are trusting them to protect it, and they fail constantly. The Federal Trade Commission received 1.4 million identity theft reports in 2023 alone. That is one report every 22 seconds. And those are only the ones that get reported. Most people never even file a claim. They do not know where to start. They feel embarrassed. They blame themselves. But this is not your fault. You did not leak your own data. Companies did. And the system does not make it easy to fight back. So how does it actually work? A thief does not need to steal your wallet. They do not need to break into your house. All they need are 3 things: your full name, your social security number, and your date of birth. With those 3 pieces of information, they can do almost anything. They can open a credit card in your name and max it out in days. They can apply for a personal loan. They can file a tax return using your social security number and collect your refund. They can even open a bank account and use it to commit more fraud. And here is how it plays out. Someone gets your data from a data breach or from the dark web, where stolen social security numbers sell for as little as $2. They fill out a credit card application online. They use a different mailing address so you never see the card. They spend thousands of dollars in a week, then they vanish. The credit card company does not come after them. They come after you because the account is in your name. You now owe money you never borrowed. Your credit score drops 100 points overnight. And when you try to buy a car or rent an apartment or refinance your home, you are denied. Not because of anything you did, but because someone pretended to be you. The damage is not just financial, it is emotional. 70% of identity theft victims report feeling violated and unsafe. It feels personal because it is personal. Someone wore your identity like a costume, and the system treated them like they were you. Now let us look at the real numbers, because the stolen money is only the beginning. According to the Identity Theft Resource Center, the average identity theft victim spends $1,343 out of pocket to recover. That is money you spend to fix a problem you did not create. Here is where that money goes. You might need to hire a lawyer. That is $200 to $500 per hour. You might need to pay for credit monitoring after the fact. That is $20 to $40 per month. You might need to take time off work to make phone calls, visit your bank in person, file police reports, and dispute fraudulent accounts one by one. Each dispute takes 30 to 90 days to resolve, and the average victim has 4 to 5 fraudulent accounts opened in their name. So you are not making one phone call. You are making dozens, over months. Let us walk through a realistic scenario. Someone opens 2 credit cards and 1 personal loan in your name. Total fraudulent charges, $14,000. You discover it 3 months later when a debt collector calls you. You spend $300 on an attorney consultation. You pay $30 per month for credit monitoring for the next year. That is $360. You take 12 days off work over 6 months for calls and appointments. At $200 a day after taxes, that is $2,400 in lost wages. You spend $80 on certified mail to send dispute letters. You spend $200 on a notary and identity theft affidavits. That is $3,340 out of your pocket. And it takes you over 200 hours of your time. That is 5 full work weeks spent fixing something that was never your mistake. And here is the number that should make you stop everything. 1 in 4 victims never fully recover their stolen funds. 25%. 1/4 of people who go through this entire nightmare never get their money back. The FTC confirms it. The system that lets your data leak makes you do all the work to clean it up. And then 1 out of 4 times, you still lose. Now you might wonder, if this is such a huge problem, why is it so hard to prevent? The answer is simple. The people who could fix it profit from the current system. Credit bureaus collect and sell your data. That is their business model. They make money every time a lender checks your credit. They make money selling your information to marketers. When a breach happens, they sell you credit monitoring. Think about that. The same companies that failed to protect your data charge you a monthly fee to watch it after the breach. It is like a locksmith breaking your lock and then selling you a new one. And the credit card companies, they are not as hurt as you think. When fraud happens, the merchant often absorbs the loss. The credit card company writes it off. They raise interest rates on everyone to cover fraud losses. You are already paying for identity theft, even if it has not happened to you yet. Your 24% interest rate includes a fraud markup. Your annual fees include fraud recovery costs. The system has priced your vulnerability into the product. Meanwhile, freezing your credit is free. It has been free since 2018 when Congress passed a law requiring it. But nobody advertises it because a freeze stops new accounts from being opened. And new accounts are how lenders and credit card companies make money. They do not want you to freeze your credit. They want you to stay open, stay accessible, stay profitable. The system benefits when you do not know your options. Now you might be thinking, this sounds overwhelming. I would not even know where to start. That is the most common reaction, and it is exactly what the system counts on. Your overwhelm is their protection. But here is the truth. Locking down your financial identity takes less than 1 hour, and it costs you nothing. Step 1. Freeze your credit at all 3 bureaus. You call or go online to each one separately. That is the bureau that starts with E, the one that starts with T, and the one that starts with X. Each freeze takes about 5 minutes. You will get a PIN or password. Save it somewhere secure. Once frozen, no one can open a new account in your name, not even you, until you temporarily lift the freeze. This one step blocks over 90% of identity theft. Step 2. Set up fraud alerts. This is different from a freeze. A fraud alert tells lenders to verify your identity before approving anything. You only need to contact one bureau and they notify the other 2. It lasts 1 year and you can renew it. Step 3. Check your credit reports. You are entitled to a free report from each bureau every single week. Go to the only federally authorized website for free credit reports. Look for accounts you do not recognize. Look for addresses you have never lived at. Look for inquiries you did not authorize. Step 4. Set up transaction alerts on every bank account and credit card you own. Most banks let you get a text or email for every purchase over $1. Yes, $1. This means if someone uses your card at a gas station in another state, you know within seconds. These 4 steps cost nothing. They take less than 1 hour total, and they put you in control of something that was always supposed to be yours, your own identity. 2 people, same job, same income, same city, both earn $55,000 a year. Both had their social security numbers exposed in the same data breach. Person A never freezes her credit. She never checks her credit reports. She does not have transaction alerts turned on. 8 months later, someone opens 2 store credit cards and a personal loan in her name. Total damage, $11,000 in fraudulent charges. Her credit score drops from 720 to 580. She gets denied for an apartment she applied to. She spends $3,300 out of pocket on legal fees and lost wages over 6 months. She spends 180 hours on phone calls and disputes. After a full year of fighting, she recovers $7,000 of the $11,000. She never gets the other $4,000 back. Her credit takes 3 years to fully recover. Person B took 1 hour after watching a video like this one. She froze her credit at all 3 bureaus. She set up fraud alerts. She checked her credit reports and found nothing suspicious. She turned on $1 transaction alerts for every account. 8 months later, someone tries to open a credit card in her name. The application is automatically denied because her credit is frozen. She gets a notification. She files a report. Total time spent, 15 minutes. Total cost, $0. Total damage, nothing. Same breach, same exposed data, same social security number floating on the dark web. The only difference, person B knew what to do. Person A had $4,000 stolen and 3 years of credit damage. Person B lost nothing. That is the gap between knowing and not knowing. Nobody sat you down and explained how to protect your identity. Nobody told you that a free credit freeze even existed. Nobody warned you that your social security number was probably already out there. That is not your failure. That is a system that never prioritized teaching you. But right now, today, you know something most people still do not. You know how identity theft actually works. You know who profits from your vulnerability, and you know exactly how to stop it. 1 hour, 4 steps, $0. You are not someone who hopes it will not happen to her. You are someone who already locked it down. This is not your fault. Nobody taught you this. But starting today, you know. And knowing changes everything.